use. So let us move again to JavaScript data types, or let's just call it data types. They are not peculiar to JavaScript alone. There are other programming languages that use them. So the first one is number. So this is an example of, like the other time when I say variable c equals to 4. So this is an example. This is data type number. All right. Then there's another data type called string. Like the first one we had, variable name equals to so this is string. All right. Then we have variable then we have for objects variable data, for instance. So this is how to declare object in JavaScript. Object. You would, as we keep programming, you will keep seeing them as we move on. So these are objects. This is a JavaScript object. So in this object, there is a way. So I can say name, for instance, Tosin. All right, comma. I can say age 22. I can say location. So this is an example of location Lagos. Now take a look at this critically. Now for the data type of number or numeric or integer, as the case may be, integer. There are different type of all of these number. There is integer, there is float, there is double and the like. So, but just focus for now. Variable c is 4. As you can see, this 4 is just written as 4 because it's a number, it's an integer. But when we say variable name, we could have also written it like this. Already it's throwing error. So when it is a string, like words rather, you must put it inside double quotes. The same thing is applicable when you are using it as data. So that is the difference. When you are typing numbers, when you are setting a variable as a number, you don't put it in double quote. If I do double quote for 4 now, automatically it will change the type of the data type of this variable c. Let me change it to age. This variable age to a string. All right. So let's do something like console.log type of. These are inbuilt JavaScript functions. Type of age, or identifiers rather. It's not a function, it's an identifier. So we are saying what data type is this age. So I want to show you the difference between when you put it inside double quotes and you didn't put it inside any quote. So if you refresh now, see, he's saying string, line 64. He's saying the type of age is string. But if I change it back to 4 like this, save it, if I refresh, it has changed it to number. Can you see? So that is the difference between putting this number. But when it is now text or string, it is important that you put it in that double quote. Please put that in mind. If not, it will throw error. So console.log type of. So you can use this type of identifier to identify the data type of a variable if you are confused about what it is. So can you see string? So let me also see variable amount equals to 4.7 or 19.6. So let me also do console. Let me check the data type of that. I think is float, either float or double. Console.log type of, you will not know everything, so amount. So let's check now. Let's refresh this. It's even seeing it as number, so it's number. This is number, so this is of no use for now. So now let us do console.log. This one is, let me move this, let me just move this back. So things will look somehow confusing, but you can always replay, stop, replay and replay this particular video to actually understand. So this now is the data type of an object. So you can do console.log data let me even see. So look at it, it's bringing it out as age 22, Lagos 2. So but I want to check the type of the data type that it is. Type of, so you will see now it's going to bring it as an object. See, object. All right, so another data type that we have is array. Do not worry, you would understand these things by and by as you continue your journey as a programmer. So array, so you can say variable chars equals to, this is how to declare an array. This also, all of these, they are all variables, but they have different data types. So array cars, so we have Toyota, comma, Ford, comma, Ford, Lexus. All right, so this is an array of information. This is the second one, this is the third one, but this actually is an object. It's different. It has the name and a pair, it has this and a value, it has this and this. So you will see how more we'll deal with it with JavaScript object as we proceed, how you can have access to the information here. So let us do console.log cars. Now it will bring it out as an array. Can you see? It's saying array, total type of an array. It can even count the length, that there are 3. There's a way we can check the length as we proceed. You will see all of those things. So let's look at type of cars. What type of data type is it? Oh, it's seeing it as an object, but it's not supposed to be an object. It's supposed to be an array. So but let's just do console.log cars. You will see the prototype. It will tell us the prototype is array. Maybe it's actually seeing it as an object with a prototype of array. So let's look at the difference between this and this particular variable and this variable. Though this is called an object, then this is actually an array. So let's see. All right, these are the both of them. So the prototype is object, the prototype of this is array. But of course it is still seeing this as, that type of is still outputting it as an object, but of course it's actually an array. All right, so so that is all for now. So let's move on to Boolean. Boolean means true or false. If something is true or false, Boolean data type. So that's true or false. As I speak to you, I still write APIs with Node.js, which is purely JavaScript. I use all of these things I'm telling you presently like every time. In fact, that is the base of everything I'm doing in JavaScript, honestly. Arrays, the objects, declaring variables, using console.log. So whatever you want to build, this is actually the background and so I really want you to take your time to understand these things, and you will spend more time to go online and look for JavaScript project that you can get your hands dirty with. So you don't need to have any form of rush to actually be good in what you are doing, but this is going to give you a background. So we are saying true and false. So what we are saying is, if I have two variables like variable price yam, maybe price of yam is equal to 4,500. All right. So in JavaScript, when you are naming a variable like price of yam, now I want to say price of, so you cannot say price. If you do something like this, it will throw error. You cannot say variable price of yam. There are two things you can do. You can put underscore to separate them, price of yam, or you write them together and use camel casing. The first P will be small letter, then of will be capital, O, then yam will be capital. Of, then price of yam. So that's camel casing, like a camel, the back of a camel, arch back. So price of yam. So you can do this. You can, some people prefer using underscore in between them. So whatever is comfortable for you, you will see me use them differently at different times. So, but it is key. You cannot leave space like this. It will throw error when you are declaring a variable. So I now want to use a conditional statement. We'll still get to the deep of conditional statement, but we want to check. Okay, so Boolean, I want to check. We can do console. We can now say if for instance, that's a conditional statement, price of yam is greater than 5,000. This greater than is a conditional statement. All right, and we use it, we'll get to it later, and we'll use it with if. But just forget about it and let's see how this works. Okay, so even if you don't want to do that, you can say price of yam, we can just do console.log price of yam is greater than 5,000. Save. So it's saying false. Can you see? So that's another type of data type. It's saying false, that price of yam is not greater than 5,000. As you can see, it's not greater than it, so it is false. But if I say console.log is price of yam less than 5,000, now it's going to say the second one, 87, is going to run as true. Can you see? True. All right, so that is how to use Boolean. And you might be thinking, how does it make sense? So if I now have money in my pocket, variable money in pocket equals to 5,000, for instance. Here, that's another variable. So I can come here and say, use that conditional statement. If price of yam is greater than money in my pocket, console.log is if price of yam is greater than, okay, so console.log insufficient balance. So like when you are online and you want to, maybe you want to save money on investor.ng, for instance. So you have 2,000 naira and you want to invest in one of the investment portfolios. You want to invest maybe 5,000 naira and it's only 2,000 naira you have. So if you even attempt to put 5,000, you will see an alert message and say insufficient balance. So that's how it works. So when you are doing things maybe on your mobile phone, you want to pay for something online, you don't have enough money, that is just the mechanism that handles it for you. It will check your balance and that's the money assumed to be in your pocket and the price of what you want to buy. It's as simple as that. So let's look at this now. Let me refresh. You are not seeing anything because this is inside the conditional statement that if price of yam is greater, which price of yam 4,005 is not greater, so console.log is not coming up. So I'm going to use, so this is a conditional statement, so I'm going to do else. That means if this I'm checking for true and it is not true, it's returning false. Anytime you use if, you are checking for true value. When you use else, you are checking for the opposite of the true value, which is false. So else console.log I can buy yam. I hope you are already enjoying programming now. So these things cannot happen with ordinary HTML and CSS. You cannot check them with it. You can only program it. So when I click save and I come back now, can you see it's now up? I can buy yam. But if I come here and change the value of price of yam to 10,000, it means the price of yam is now greater than money in my pocket. Look at what will come out. If I refresh now, it will change it to insufficient balance. That means I don't have enough of that in my pocket. So that is the advantage of this Boolean. So it is returning true or false. This one is true, this one is false. So that is how it works. So in the next video, we'll go a bit deeper into maybe JavaScript functions and see how all of those things work. So please don't be ahead of yourself. Play with these things, create all of these things. We'll go deeper into array and objects later, how to manipulate array, how to deal with array, how to talk with objects later. So but for now, just play around all of these things, change the values and play around it and see how it works.